You did it anyway. Wears me down. Well, we'll have time to talk about it, Shane. Yes, I look forward to complaining to you for several hours. Captive audience, you can't leave me at all. Yeah, I'm just stuck there. I gotta, so we're gonna probably get there about 5:30.
Hey,
About 5:30.
good afternoon, Chris.
I think, because I don't know where the risers are gonna be, so we'll have to put our seats where we usually sit. Yeah. We'll maybe have to walk down to that.
Going out to the, for recharge.
To see their.
That's interesting.
She's not sure
Okay.
where they're gonna put the
Yeah.
risers, so she's gonna text me.
Yeah,
after.
it's an interesting, deal they got going on there, so.
You'd be able to see it, right?
Yeah,
From the,
it is interesting.
like, you know what I
One of the
mean?
things
Well, I
that,
know, because in
the big
past
study
times
that
they've had
county did the
like
groundwater,
down at the other end.
groundwater surface water.
Like where they were at graduation, they were way down on this. And that's how he thinks they're gonna be down there.
The aquifers around here are recharged, they call it a frontal discharge off of the mountains.
So they just say the
And
risers aren't-
it takes about 3-4 months for the water to get out in the aquifers and then resurface and perk out through the Nooksack. And one of the things the study showed, you force water in through recharge, it'll actually just cause a pulse to run through and then run out to the ocean. It's not like you're actually storing it.
Whatever they're gonna send me.
It was kind of one of those aha moments. So if you can retime the water flow,
Mhm.
which would violate the.
So then we can just show
Yeah.
them, which I don't think they're that sophisticated. So
So-
which is why I
so
have to then print
What
them.
you need
Well,
is
I don't know.
battery,
He said-
but
he
what
said
they're
that
doing
they're
is basically have a
only
battery
for
that's
two-
already hooked up
two
and it's
kids.
just flowing through.
Oh, did he?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it
I
retards
probably
the
have
flow a
to
little
buy
bit.
tickets,
Little
but
bit.
that just
That's
reminded
fine.
me because I got a
And it's
message
like,
from
so the beaver.
Final
the
Forms
programs
this
and
morning
then analogs and all that do the
on
same
how
thing.
that worked.
They slow down the flow a
Oh,
little
no,
bit, and so,
it was a text.
you know, it catches a little bit of the spring rush and then dribbles it out later
Well,
in the
that's
summer.
done, because we don't need any of them.
Not at
Yeah.
the
I
level.
wonder if we could get,
Not
we
what-
don't,
not what
we get
we
three.
need.
It says if you
Yeah.
purchase tickets
Yeah, you know,
online,
helps.
please
Don't
enter
do it.
the
Yeah,
It's just,
hashtag,
it's
not
around
the general
That's,
lines.
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Don't open your ticket
I
and
mean,
try
a
to
lot
arrive
around the
at the
area would
stadium at
make
game
up a
time.
significant impact, but that's a lot around it.
Actually, if you have all the non areas we've got up, it's about
You
5%.
must not be able to like open it.
So even all around. added
So
up,
how do
it's
you, so how do I buy one of those so they have?
Just
them for
need
cheap?
storage, just
Well,
flat.
you can go through
not
Pasco.
big,
Well, I can-
big storage.
I can forward you the, yeah.
I heard that when I was here and I have continued to talk about that.
Good. No easy answer either.
No.
Oh, it starts at 6?
Yeah.
Why didn't I think it started? Oh, it's
Showing.
there you go. Word. I'm tired. Reading about rocks. Okay.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna. Also, the expression. I feel like I already did. Oh, now I have to download the app.
Your Zoom is all ready to go.
Oh, great.
Start whenever you're ready.
All right, great.
Thank you, Chris.
Me too.
We're in a splash here, which is not typical.
That's the special meetings. Every letter, every document.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a Friday too.
So, it's 102, 103, all the public utility district #1 special meeting, to go over the strategic plan, to order. So, let's get started.
Maybe talk about one process thing first.
Sure.
We've got the state auditor's exit interview today at 2:00. And Eddie and I will step out for that if it's okay with everybody, and it should be. They've been between 15 and 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
They're not like, it's not a forever kind of thing.
That's
The other
fine.
thing is, depending on how much change you guys want, we may be able to land before then, who knows?
Yeah, right.
Let's see what we can get done in an hour, but depending where we are, would you two want to continue? If, continue the meeting without us?
Yeah, I think, let's see what we can get done, and let's make that call at
Okay,
whatever,
let's
one
revisit it.
55, yeah.
Yeah. I'll say around 150, see where we're at.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
So our focus today was to go over the, tactics.
Well, naturally, I have a list of some things.
Oh, very good, okay.
Yeah,
So
so,
then go ahead and take it. for now.
okay, so just as a quick note, as you go through here, and I think that Commissioner Arnett might have a comment. But one of the first things that I did is I went through, in edits, and you mentioned this earlier, Commissioner, where like WPUD wasn't defined, and there was some of those specifics. So I went through, the document to define those and then create more consistency in the language where those are used. Because there was a lot of like, are we calling it Whatcom PUD? Are we calling it WPUD? What are we calling it? And it wasn't. It was kind of all over. Or the PUD, and so I removed a lot of the PUD and replaced it either with WPUD or the utility, so those are just. Basic edits, but I think Commissioner Arnett.
Oh, I just don't like WPD.
WPUD.
Yeah,
Mhm.
WAPUD. But I mean, I'll be amenable. I don't got enough fight in me to.
Yeah, the only thing is where, I don't know if we reference Wapuda anywhere in here, but where that could.
We do once, and it's spelled out as to what it is.
It is, yeah, okay,
Mhm.
so it's like, that's the only thing is at first glance, sometimes those can be confused, I think, which is why we.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but standardizing,
And we can certainly take it out, and I can remove WPUD and replace all of that with Whatcom PUD, and we can just take out WPUD. And I think it's important to decide kind of here and now,
Yeah.
because branding wise, it's important moving forward for me to know
yeah,
what the commissioner's preference is, where we use it, we utilize it elsewhere, as we're moving forward with converting our website, which is happening by the end of this calendar year. There's just, I think if there is a preference, you should make a decision about that
I
and let me
prefer
know.
Whatcom PUD. Anyone else?
uh,
I don't care.
I think the PUD,
Does the other engineer?
I think,
That's what I said.
I don't care that much, but I think the PUD for shorthand, where like because we currently, there's, where it says WPUD, I guess. We could just say the PUD, for shorthand, and then, but yeah, Walker PUD.
I don't, okay,
What was the,
I think that if the sense is that we don't like WPUD, then I'll make the changes, but I think I'm gonna,
For consistency's sake, it has to be one or the other.
correct.
Yes.
It should be.
Whatcom PUD, not.
Yeah, and then I think there's places where they used the PUD quite a bit, and I replaced a lot of that with the utility. And I can do that further, but I don't think the PUD is proper either.
okay, so Wacom PUD or otherwise the utility.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
make those changes.
My only input was consistency, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. All right, so, let's look at the list of the next thing on page 5, values. This was something we didn't get to on the 9th, and so I wanted to come back to it. There was a note from Hillary that said Eddie to bring suggested edits to the
Yes.
September 9th meeting, and we didn't cover that,
I
so.
can get to it, I do have some,
So I think I'm just trying to go in order through the plan here.
I think it was because we wanted to get, the, strategies done first and then come back, to the values, but we could do that, do we want to do that at the end of the meeting, or just?
No,
No, let's go in order.
Let's go in order, okay. Uh. Okay, I think that some tweaks to, whereas we hadn't resolved it for integrity. How about, let's flip this one, fulfilling our duties with honesty, transparency, and accountability.
So we fulfill our duties with honesty.
Well, the other thing was the sentence structure of, since the other ones all
Mhm.
begin with
With,
a,
with the active.
with
mhm,
active
So
verb and-
fulfilling, yep, okay.
how do people feel about fulfilling our duties?
I think that's fine. I do think that you lose something with the dependable, like dependability though.
Dependability. Yeah, we also use the word dependable under service, which I could propose tweaking as well. I'm fine with dependability, fulfilling our duties with dependability, transparency, and accountability. I don't know, or what, any other, I mean.
I like that. I mean, cause you had honesty and transparency,
Or-
right? Like I know those are different, but I think.
Could you say it
About-
again then?
How about fulfilling our duties dependably? Transparently and accountably,
No,
or with
no.
transparency and accountability? Or with dependability, transparency, and accountability?
Mhm.
Okay, fulfilling our duties with dependability, transparency, and accountability.
Or whatever.
Or something,
order
I don't know,
those
is,
Sound back
Mhm,
then. Yeah,
okay.
she's got it.
Anybody,
there was a note about using the word transparency and.
is everybody,
I love it.
happy with that? Okay,
And then under service. This one I was struggling with a little bit, but I recall the note wasn't quite made in the updated draft, but I remember we just, like, y'all said, like, we didn't quite like best value for customers wasn't quite what we wanted to convey, right?
It
Necessary.
was what I wanted.
it was,
We went
There's
back
a
and forth
whole-
quite a bit and came back to value.
yeah,
We do want value in there?
Yeah, we
Because
don't want
we don't-
affordability because that's,
Not affordability.
yeah, the value is the intersection between affordability and
Quality.
and quality.
yeah, there was quite a bit of conversation about actually the use of that word.
Um. Well, okay, I played around with like other phrasing, like delivering on our commitments for public benefit. It could be fine as written, honestly, it may be just fine as written.
Well, you could just cross out the best. So we serve our customers and community, by delivering value in reliable, dependable utility service.
Yeah, and in this case, reliable and dependable are they're like kind of the same thing, aren't they? So we could just say maybe delivering value and delivering valuable with reliable utility service.
Delivering value in reliable utility service.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know where.
having both words is probably not a bad thing. We are utility, we are infrastructure. Doubling down on things like safety, doubling down on things on reliability is probably not bad language.
Sure, just we also use we added dependability into
In
integrity,
general, you should avoid double adjectives except
Yeah.
when you really mean it.
like reliable.
Redundancy is good in utilities.
I mean, in special places, I mean, if we have double adjectives like that in other places, it will seem like, oh, you guys are always superlative, but when you pick a few places to be over the, doubling down on the adjective, it means something to me. That's,
They're hella.
I've said my piece at that point.
Right, delivering.
I gotta say, like the service one, the way it's written, I like it.
Okay,
I mean, if you guys feel passionate about something different.
it's like
that's
fine, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was mainly integrity that we didn't wanted to rephrase.
Yeah, and I like that change. Thank you.
And then I think we agreed on the first two. Oh, I did go and what do folks think about replacing, or did we decide we wanted to keep excellent customer service under adaptability? Cause I also would propose adding the word innovation.
Could you repeat the whole sentence perhaps?
Responding to the changing needs of our customers and community with curiosity, flexibility, and innovation.
Innovation is a word that think back to the very beginning, the very start of us talking about values. And don't you? And I think I brought up innovation, somebody brought up and then it was poo-pooed for whatever reason. And I can't remember because I'm old and tired, but innovation was nixed for some reason.
Chris, do you remember? I think those,
Do not.
That
Was I
would-
the one who mixed it?
I do believe it was.
It
your
was-
input
it was
regarding
you,
the use
yeah.
of the word innovation. But you don't recall?
I don't recall. I don't like it, but I'm not at this point able to articulate exactly.
Why? Okay,
Because it gets confused with inventions. so
yes.
often.
I
That's
think
exactly why.
That
That's
was
Okay.
exactly what you were, yeah.
I guess it can be fine as is, I just thought maybe, you know, it's, yeah.
I think
If everyone agrees it captures.
yeah, I think at this point, if Hillary were here, she would say, we are at the stage of, can you live with what is here?
Yeah, totally.
Because we're
I love it.
great, okay.
Just had a pin in that, so, okay, it's resolved.
Okay,
Great.
so the next items are on page 9 and 10 under strategies. And just a notation, the commissioners' edits have been incorporated here, so if you've had time to look at those. Those are in here now, as track changes. And I don't know that we had anything additional to add, I'm just letting you know they're there. And then on page 10, there was a question that was from a previous meeting, from a note from Hillary. And the question was, are we calling them tactics or are we calling them actions?
I call them tactics.
We've been calling them
Yeah.
tactics all along, and I didn't recall this note, but I just wanted to make sure with all the notes that Hillary had previously made, I didn't recall the conversation
We
around
can leave
that.
in the parentheses or actions for those people who wanna see that,
And just leave it like it is, tactics, parentheses, or actions. Is that what you're thinking?
just to explain it. But
I don't have,
Yeah.
I think it's self-explanatory, when you see what the tactics say, it's gonna be, oh, this is what they're actually gonna do,
yeah, so just tactics.
that's fine with me.
Okay. Eddie, do you recall? I don't recall whether there was conversation around that topic, but because there was a note, I wanted to make sure that we finalized any question about it.
Sorry, where's the note?
Page 10,
It's-
under tactics, it
So-
says
so
or
It says tactics or actions.
actions.
Just whether it's tactics or actions.
Yeah, like what were we calling it? Are we calling it tactics or actions? Or are we just gonna call it tactics? I feel like it's simplified if we just call it tactics.
Me too. I like tactics. I need to get me.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's fine either way. I kind of like actions, but I don't, it's you guys,
So
whatever.
if we just we can leave it the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's fun too.
perfect.
Wait, you mean other than,
Tactics,
Parentheses.
parentheses, or actions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay. So then, our next item on pages 11 and 12. Commissioners' edits have been incorporated in the tactics through, goal 5. And we are on goal 6 to complete review of the tactics. Which is on page 13.
So let's do a quick process check of, we have, it looks like no attendees from the public on Zoom. We have 2 folks in the room. I'd like to, run it with the commission that if the folks in the room have a comment, to just raise your hand and we will, I'll recognize you and make a brief comment. We won't be probably in a dialogue, but, feel free to, express your comment while we're discussing the tactics. Is that okay with everybody?
and if you please also introduce yourself for the record.
I'm Chuck Johnson, citizen.
Adjourn.
Any affiliation with any organization?
Pardon me?
Well, any organization you're with or?
No, I'm not with an organization.
Great.
Thank you for coming.
Here's the citizen.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, so page 13. Goal 6, innovation, technology and new services. And we're reviewing the tactics, so. It is, there, at this point, we have a change and edit in 6.3. And other than that, I think you guys just haven't really tackled these yet. So the question is whether or not if you wanna look through them and determine if you have other comments. I think that there was some conversation previously around this,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, so I'd like to speak about this, to my colleagues. I had, some months, maybe about a month or a month and a half ago. When we're getting through this stage. Identified what I thought were some actions that one or way or another should be reflected in the strategic plan. And recognizing the fact that we can only do so much, right? In the near term. And then, so what I prepared is a list of actions or tactics that I'd like to see what the commissioners feel about how or where they fit in. Either in the near term or the long term, and perhaps if they fit in the long term, maybe they don't show up yet. In the strategic plan, the things that they introduce later, if we all feel as a group that they're. Like too demanding to do, or they come after something else. So that's what I prepared for this, have prepared for this meeting. I don't know what you all have prepared for this meeting, but I just wanted to. And I would like to just list them
Mhm.
and then figure out where they fit in, so.
Without further ado,
Should I go?
list.
Okay. So the first one is, we have these, these facilities to, receive the sludge. And we can't use that sludge, as a soil amendment or for other purposes. So one thing I'd like to investigate is, and maybe do a study or get a student to work on it. A way to eliminate this problem, so that we can, instead of having to landfill the accumulated solids, how could we render the chemicals either inert or separate those chemicals back out, or find a more beneficial, a less costly disposal pathway for that. So investigate that problem. Obviously, our staff is always thinking about these things, but it's a long-term problem. And if you could include even eliminating the chemicals we currently use, or a chemical reclamation approach, that would reduce the amount of money we spend up front on buying chemicals. So, is there another way? Because we add something, it renders the sludge. Not sludge, it's not, what do we call it? That's helping me with the right word.
Yeah, it's just the.
Solids.
It's the solids from the settling.
And what's the problem we're trying to solve?
Well, we do two things. We spend money in the whole process, we spend money on the chemicals.
But we would do that, we would have to spend money on the solution as well.
Well, it's possible that we might come up with a solution that doesn't use a consumptive chemical. It could be there might be a way to create that same effect without a consumptive chemical. And then, and there also might be a way to render the finished solids to be not something that has to go to a landfill. And that can't be used as a soil amendment or fill material.
So.
So that's something I'd like to dive
You
deeper
can
into.
do this without chemistry, and the way to do it is to have very large settling ponds where the water stands for a long time and everything precipitates out.
And that's very timely consuming.
Well, and it'd be a big facility and you lose a lot to evaporation when you do that, and there's other issues. So that's why nobody does that. Everybody in the industry uses some kind of chelating chemical,
Mhm.
to get that to happen. So I think.
Is there anything really, I guess the question to you, Chris, is there anything that whole chain? Which, in your opinion, would merit further investigation?
Yeah, I don't know what it is in the sludge that makes it a hazardous waste, that forces us into this landfill. And it might very well be when we ask the question, you can just spread it and just use it as soil. Something, I don't think so. I think there's some nasty stuff in it. But then the question is there something that we can do to
Right,
mitigate the nastiness that's cheaper than what we're doing today? I don't know. That's a good question.
so you don't envision that there's a way to avoid chelating chemicals, but there might be a way to avoid the landfill disposal.
Possibly.
So
I just don't know.
so let me just revise mine. A potential tactic for this next 2 years, let's just say, because that's the window we're talking about with tactics.
This is,
that,
I mean, we can just do this. You don't need to do a
Yeah.
strategic plan.
I know, but we could do everything that we, you know what I mean?
Well, no, but I mean, this is a really finite little thing.
Just, I agree with him that it's not something that goes in the strategic plan, but it is something that should probably be
Yeah,
worked
it's a
on.
good question.
Okay,
I don't know where we would put that in the strategic plan. I mean,
Not being innovation, but
It's under innovation.
it's just, this is such a simple thing. It's like, if you'd asked this 6 months ago in an open meeting or in one of our weekly calls.
I've never heard
I
of it.
think I have, yeah.
I don't recall hearing
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I brought it up, but you know, I mean, it's like, it's on a business agenda, right? So we're like going through the business agenda. And so that,
I can just turn this over to Garrett and say, hey, you know, the question came up, and this may have already been researched 50 times.
but to some extent, I don't mind putting a strategic plan because it allows us to take credit for the process. We went through a systematic view of what we do. And it doesn't hurt to put it there, because then we can check it off as something we did.
Did you have a specific phrasing in mind?
Explore ways to eliminate disposal, of, solids. Of treatment solids.
Like explore,
Yeah, investigate ways to eliminate, landfilling of treatment solids.
I guess okay, and maybe I'm being dense, but like. If you wanna put this in innovation, the goal for the goal. Under number 6 is deliver significant value to customers and our community by proactively researching and pursuing. Viable and innovative technologies as well as services and projects that support economic development and environmental
So you
protection.
mean the
you're
statement
thinking-
will be too small is what you would argue?
yeah, like
Okay.
it's
I
not.
think so, and
I-
if you also go to page 10, just for a second, and look at the strategies that you developed under that goal. I'm wondering where that would fit, and then I think you're back at, well, then do you have to have a different strategy? And then do you, like,
But I think it's a word.
Okay.
Well,
I'm fine with
look, it actually fits well under goal 1. Which is ensure the long-term operational integrity and efficiency of utility services to meet future customer needs, and then. That's the goal on this, and then under the strategy, I think would be, maintain and enhance system safety, efficiency and reliability.
so under 1.2.
Under
we could
1.2,
Add a tactic.
yeah, which would, that seems appropriate. Cause we're currently under. 1.2, we only have, one tactic, which is, computerized maintenance management system. And I think that would be appropriate to say something about, you could like, yeah, what, maybe investigate,
I think he said explore ways to eliminate landfill use, disposal materials.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why be so narrow? Why not just explore ways to minimize the PUD's environmental impact?
yeah, we could leave it,
That's not
because
just a
there could be
tactic.
other ways, you could leave it a little broader, I mean, it could be, or maybe improve,
Cause that could cover everything.
Cause that'd be more of a strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
to.
Yeah.
Seems like if you figure out exactly what that chemical is, it makes it a hazardous waste, biological waste, whatever you wanna say. Then find a way to either neutralize it or to substitute it.
Mhm.
And if you can't do either one, then it seems like you're stuck with the
Yeah, we
same
are.
process.
Yeah,
So whatever
So
that
pretty quick.
chemical is.
pretty quick.
Well, I like,
And to be fair, I mean, people have been doing this for 70+ years now. I'll bet you somebody's already looked at this at least once.
Mhm.
And we probably got a really good profile of what's in there. And it's probably a list of heavy metals and arsenic and all kinds of other stuff. And, you know, there's just not a lot of ways to get it out of there.
Mhm.
So, but it's a good question. And
Okay,
I'm not gonna wait until I see it in the strategic plan. I'm gonna ask Garrett to look into it.
okay, great. I've got 9.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
I'll
keep
keep going,
moving.
let's keep-
Yeah, keep moving.
So, let's just agree to that. Chris is just gonna do it,
okay,
okay?
okay, yeah, no, it's good to,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't care if it's in the document or not. A little bit, but not that much.
Let's
Okay,
hear the whole list. I mean,
next one, and I've got in 3 groups, water, so the next one's another water thing, support or investigate, either word, of, solutions for water storage.
Yeah, that's
on the.
We actually have that in a couple of places.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do, yeah, and I wanted to make sure that, I forgot where that was.
It is under 1.3A.
Okay.
Research and identify potential water storage projects
Yes,
Good, okay,
on page 11.
1.3A.
good, yeah. All right, the next one, I don't, so help me again if it's already in there. Investigate water reclamation from our industrial customers.
We can't do that.
Oh, really?
Yes, you need a vote of the people of the
We know.
county to do that.
To be a wastewater utility.
right.
To a wastewater utility, yes, I know.
Yeah,
that.
Do you think even the investigation is crossing the line from that perspective?
No, but I mean, do you really want, well, I mean, it's one of those things where the cost of doing it is gonna be $200,000 just for the vote.
No, I don't mean that part. I mean, isn't it a beneficial thing for, us to be good stewards of the water that comes from the river and thereby explore ways to come up with a solution that maybe say, for example, I don't imagine we're gonna use our general operating funds for this purpose. I'd be more interested in applying for a grant for water use efficiency that would explore ways of maybe getting some grant funded work to support our customers. And if they wanna take advantage of that, they can take advantage. If they don't have to, but explore it at least. Because it's part of our steward.
I mean,
Well-
you know that I would love a regional water reclamation facility, because I've said it multiple times.
Yeah,
With our industrial customers, they have their own, they are their own
They're-
wastewater services. Yeah.
which,
So would that be seen as us stepping into a space that's not ours? Is that would be your concern, Chris?
Well, it's a line of business that we're not chartered to perform.
Right,
First of all.
yeah,
And to Jamie's point, the customers that are, 99% of the water, the three customers already do it. They've already internalized that in their own processes.
I would have a concern that since it's outside the scope of your power, that funding in this area is not a benefit under the law since it's outside of your powers to do. And it'd be hard to say that I understand the social benefit Commissioner Deshmani's speaking to, but from an economic financial standpoint, it really only benefits the few parties that have the facilities to be treated. So there'd be an argument that it's a gift because it's outside of your authority to engage in the activity, and the funding to look at kind of how you might do it, design or something like that. It really benefits the operators of the facilities, not you. Although I understand the logic behind a transcendental benefit to the community to have reclamation systems at the refineries. The material benefit really runs to the refineries themselves and not to the PUD or the public.
we're talking about many millions of gallons. a
yeah,
day.
if the refineries are able to save water, that there is, and
See,
we have a limited amount of water to
Water
provide. so-
conservation is different than water reclamation. Those are entirely separate things.
Yeah.
Water efficiency we can do, working with our customers directly. But reclamation, we cannot.
Right, but it's toward, I mean, it's toward efficiency or.
It doesn't matter, it's reclamation.
Right, I get that.
Efficiency is not using it up front. Reclamation is changing its state after it's been used.
Small cities.
Let's put it, if you had a contract with them that you could utilize the water and own the water after reclamation, and ecology could give you a letter that you would have that right,
as new water,
then it arguably could be, I'm trying to think out loud and brainstorm, but it arguably then could be treated as new water, found water. But I'd want to get some ecology confirmation that that would be the case legally.
otherwise known as manna, because new water. In a world which is tight on water, right? It's magic, it's
So,
new water.
If you look at what ecology did with Darigold, because they went through this same process. And they were not able to use that water to count as new water. They just had to dump it back in the Nook sack and it didn't count for anything.
Okay.
So it didn't count for
I
instance.
remember in a meeting, John said that there was a potential for, but has that been prosecuted?
I just know what they did to Darigold.
Well, the city of Blaine owns a water reclamation facility. And they can use that water for irrigation.
Mhm.
They can't use it, it's not potable water. And the majority of it does get dumped because there's no market for it. Doesn't mean that I still don't want one.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm not sure what, the refineries do with their water now, if it's ultimately discharged to the sound or if they, essentially perk it.
I think it goes to the sound.
Yeah, with that volume, I would
They have an
expect they
outflow pipe.
couldn't perk it.
yeah, they have effluent discharge.
I would love to
Pipes.
talk about this type of thing more in the future,
So what do you want?
but I don't know that it belongs here right now.
I mean, as a question, I guess, is that something like if we were going to that's like explore entering into a new service area as a wastewater utility, that would be something to put.
That would be a big
plan.
thing, that would be a big.
That would be I
Yeah.
mean, but even if it just at this early stage, it was like. In like, I don't know, is explore a general enough term or investigate or just like
I mean, I think it's,
identify.
Yeah.
Assess or like assess.
Didn't Kitsap
That's the-
recently become a wastewater utility?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I may, if you look at page 11, under 1.3, initially, that said, research and identify potential water reclamation and storage projects.
Yes.
And reclamation was removed, so
Yeah.
if we want to just, I mean, it could be just as simple as,
Add it back,
we just put that back.
put it back.
Lisa, could you read that sentence again for me?
Yes, John. It is to research and identify potential water reclamation and storage projects.
Instead of reclamation, you might say new water. Water appropriation opportunities. That kind of language will be buzzwords for the tribes.
Reclamation.
I would think.
You think reclamation will be,
No, I
John?
think I'm okay with taking reclamation out, but I was thinking of replacing with new water opportunities. That's a little more general. And if you said water appropriation opportunities, I think the tribe would get concerned with that, but you could explain what new water might be.
So if we said, research and identify potential water storage projects and new water opportunities,
There you go.
Alternative water. Instead of new.
I think new water is a term of legal
it's
art.
a pretty,
It's an
yeah.
actual term.
Water.
And so should we italicize or quote?
So let me
new
just
water?
read that. I don't think so. Let me just read it back.
Go ahead.
Research and identify potential water storage projects and new water opportunities.
Great. I think that keeps the thought
Yeah.
alive.
I think that's fair for us to research and identify new water opportunities. I was going to just suggest, what if we said water recycling?
It's a form of reclamation.
So,
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing over here.
frankly, the reality of the jurisdiction also makes this a more complicated subject too. I understand now.
I think
Yeah.
if folks can live with that at 1.3, we should probably move on, because you
Yeah,
probably have,
let's
what,
do it,
5
yeah.
more items
Yeah.
on your list there? Yeah.
Keep going.
But the good news is that some of them is covered already.
Okay.
The next one is support sub municipalizations. We address it, but in the strategies, but I'm just thinking it'd be great to list it specifically as a tactic.
What are you, tell me more. What are you talking about specifically?
Any municipality in Whatcom County that wants to explore municipalization, that we would support that municipalization.
Yeah, like we are with the Lummi and,
Like we
Yeah,
had,
we
yeah,
have,
and what we
yeah.
consulted the city of Bellingham, same thing, we
Yeah.
already did that.
yeah, we already doing, yeah.
So where do we think that would go? Under
Well,
what?
there's something in municipalization, right? I thought they were giving us a copy where the tactics were under the strategies, so we didn't have to. flip
They
back and
haven't done that yet.
forth. Like, It's,
No,
They're waiting for us to finish wordsmithing, then they're gonna rehash this whole thing.
it makes it harder to review the whole thing when you can't see where
it does.
it's under. Okay, so.
And to some degree, there's a little bit of redundancy what I'm talking about.
So under, sorry, where's the municipalization? We had something on
Which
that.
goal is that under, let's
It
see,
was under. Was it?
I think it's goal 1.
It's under 1, not 6.
It's not seen it.
Yeah, so 1.5C. Investigate municipalization opportunities is where we mention it.
Page 11.
Yeah, and I think,
Page 11.
I think we can modify sleep, it's investigate is different than support. It's, and what I'm saying there is support other people's investigations.
So we could say investigate municipalization opportunities and support sub-municipalization
Investigate and-
efforts.
Just investigate and support,
Yeah,
whether
that's
we're
fine,
municipalizing or somebody else is and we're helping.
that's fine, yeah.
Okay,
Just like
Is that okay with?
investigate and support
Support,
yeah.
municipalized opportunities. Okay, that's broad enough. There is no 1.5 strategy in this version, in this draft. There are tactics under it,
Yeah, it's just we added that.
but what is it then?
sorry.
What's the
Good
strategy?
question.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Let me,
Catch all.
grab my,
We got a bunch of stuff under that.
Well,
let me grab my laptop, so I can't, so that.
it might have been that we were, we
Well,
did
was
discuss
that stuff
potentially
that was
shifting
around
things
growth?
between goal 1 and goal 6 in like where to put that.
Yeah.
And it might have been. Because those all seem to fit under,
Well, there's some kind of innovation. So you're suggesting move 1.5 whole cloth under 6 and make it 6.4?
I agree with that. Cause it all is innovation.
Yeah, it's either innovation or a new service or a new technology.
yeah, I believe it would fit well under there, and that could be under 6.1 or 6.3 or.
I'm just saying, call it a 6.4.
Call it
Just have those
6.4.
3 points under there.
Okay, I had one more to propose that would fit somewhere. Somewhere could go under that one,
which one?
or it would go under okay, well then if it's if we are adding it, what's the strategy then? What's the?
Well, no, I mean, the overall strategy is to provide innovation, new services and technology.
I thought that was the goal.
What number you're looking on, Eddie? 6.1,
So under goal 6,
under strategy 3, or are you talking about creating a 4?
well, right now we have these 3 tactics that are stranded from a strategy. So those could go under. How we have.
You're saying they fit under 6.3? That there are opportunities for us to expand our role?
Yeah, actually, yeah, under
Okay.
6.3, yeah.
So, Lisa, what we're talking about is moving 1.5 ABC and make it 6.3 B, C, and D.
Okay,
And I'll propose to add another one, but I'll put it.
Well, let's make sure that's, are you okay with that, Jamie? A, B, and C under 1.5 becomes 6.3, A,
6.3.
B, and C.
B, C, and D.
B, C, and D. Because
Right, this-
we're gonna leave the develop alternative energy strategies, because that's kind of a catch-all.
Yep.
okay,
This is all being captured, right?
yes,
Lisa's doing it right now.
Okay.
it's also being recorded,
Okay.
yes.
And I'm ready to introduce another one under 6.3.
Another one,
Lord.
Yeah, maybe C, D, E now.
I know my alphabet.
No, I'm talking out loud. This is for me, not for you. Investigate new energy supply. Now, I'm not talking about new generation of our own. I'm looking at the potential supply from other regional players, power apps.
Yeah, that's what I took to mean develop alternative energy strategies. That's where I would put our Ruby flat efforts and the conversations you've had with power apps and things like that.
Okay, but why would that be on 6
I
and
think
not
that would
in
be
the
on-
1?
I think that would be under 1.3.
Yeah,
Investigate potential assets to supplement and enhance supply,
yeah,
which is meant to mean water or power.
right.
And so if that, it'd be under that strategy, and then if we were to add a new tactic, I think it would
So it'd be
be.
1.3B.
Yeah,
Be 1.3. Or you could actually,
and we could even be more specific, a new wholesale power supply.
Oh,
Amazing.
so 1.3 for tactics though doesn't speak to power at all, it speaks to water.
Yeah,
What
so
happened?
we could add,
A B.
yeah, B, that's, yeah, invest,
wait.
what language
there-
on 1.3B?
Well, we would just move it
Well,
from 6.
we haven't put it anywhere yet, yeah.
We haven't put it
We
anywhere.
didn't actually. It
Well,
turned out-
I thought you were talking
Okay,
about the
so-
develop alternative energy strategies. You were talking about moving that.
We,
No.
Oh,
No,
I misunderstood. Okay,
No.
okay, so,
it belongs under that belongs there
okay.
because it's alternative energy strategies includes things that mean things that we aren't, for example. Right now, our prime focus is the geothermal opportunity, but. You know. There's
Might be
many deal
something
killers for that.
Yeah, sure.
Well, and let me just say that, we have looked at back 40 here, which it's possible it could be, right now it's floodplain wetland.
It could be solar, yeah.
It could be converted and it's a significant size site, you know, so it's like, I forget, 14, 15 acres.
Yeah, and we were gonna get goats going there, right?
You betcha.
Well, I'm just thinking there are power resources that could be put there
Yeah.
that don't require that kind of footprint, that are even smaller than that.
Oh,
Think what Chelan did,
yeah, right, okay,
you know?
all right,
we also, okay, but we also have 6.1, which is investigate new clean energy sources of power.
I'm not just talking about nuclear, I'm talking about
Supply.
bulk supply agreements through wholesale power marketers. That are handling supply on their own,
Different, yeah. it's a
trading
different meaning.
relationships.
Yeah.
Big
Not-
contracts
yeah.
that means we get supplied through our distribution,
Right.
to a distribution system.
So would it be,
So it is under 1.3B.
1.3B, and it, to phrase it then, it would be,
The language,
yeah.
Yeah,
Chris, you wanna help me with this? Investigate
Pursue
wholesale
new
power,
purchase agreements or.
investigate alternative wholesale power supply. Other.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Investigate.
I mean,
wholesale power
with
supply.
1.3A is research and identify potential, you could stick to the same language, couldn't you? Research and identify new.
It's not so
pathways,
much
that
research,
sort
but
of-
yeah, okay.
Research and identify.
It doesn't matter to me.
There's no technology in this task.
It's, yeah, it's not, it's like where there is a power producer, can we contract with them?
You have to identify that.
Commissioner,
Yeah.
can you say it again for me, please, for my notes?
Oh, what did I say, Chris? Investigate. New wholesale power supply. Investigate new wholesale power supply. Good enough.
What
Okay.
was I about?
Okay,
I'm down to 3 only.
All right, let's go.
Eddie. Okay, I'll go ahead.
well, I had one, actually, one that was in the energy space, are you the last ones, are you still in the energy?
He's
or are
got
you going-
3.
I'm done with mine on energy, yeah.
Okay, so well, since we're just still there, maybe I'll throw this in, let's see, okay, I had it as, I know this is maybe too wordy, but at least to get the idea that I'd like us to have something to this effect, and there's, it's a lot of terms, but basically that we would, this would be under 6.1B, This tactic B under investigate new clean energy sources of power, I think that's where it fit best. Or under, I guess, wait, because we just added a 6.4, or where it's all under 6, it could go under 6.3 actually, but it would be 6.3 is probably better. Explore opportunities to support innovation, development, and deployment of non-wire solutions, distributed energy resources, microgrids, virtual power plants, new generation and storage technologies, potentially in service of new customers. And another one aligned to investigate and pursue opportunities to utilize financing through state or federal programs.
That's ambitious. And I think that we've touched on most of them in different areas, don't you? Like the develop alternative energy strategies, but you want to specifically call out microgrids. Like I guess I don't want to parse it apart because we don't have the time. That was
Can I make a simplifying suggestion?
yeah,
In order to do that, you need a utility with more than one customer.
right.
Well, so I'm thinking of the potential where there are developers or energy or entrepreneurs that are interested in doing a project where they could partner with us as an alternative to PSC, say if they were building an off-grid energy community. Or had a technology that they wanted to, deploy made within or adjacent to PSC system that could help like say a new industrial customer to with offsetting their demand. Like if like say like some like if a company wants to build a new power plant to supply their operation, they can come to us instead of PSC, right? But basically just to but I'm thinking of like there's like I've had some folks from the community approach me about there's a developer at Point Roberts that wants to build hundreds of new units, and he's interested in structuring, empowering it through a microgrid and have it be kind of like a sustainable energy park kind of development. And it's a lot of acreage all around them. It's the thing is, it's just like basically like where an opportunity might come where it's like, oh, okay, maybe we could work with you. We need to assess the feasibility of that. I'd like to have a place where we could, is it? I'm wondering if it's captured in our enter tactics where we could study something like that.
Yeah, I guess my knee-jerk reaction is it's covered in multiple places, but I like investigate potential assets to supplement and enhance supply being one of them. But I don't know, it's kind of a lot to mull over. And would the PUD engage in a private sort of venture, it sounds like, to create a microgrid to serve, a small portion of people? And
I guess the idea is I just want to, the idea is to put just leave it open where we could decide to budget for like more feasibility studies on this kind of thing in that space where we would be able to support.
I think it'd be cool to do a microgrid.
It could be, it's being open to partnerships where, given we're in a unique position as a PUD to be able to be the providing utility or be able to access certain financing, just to be able to.
So I'm not a commissioner. If I were, what I'd want to do is not put it in the strategic plan, but as these opportunities come up, I would want to have a quiet conversation with the GM and say, can we do this? What would it look like? How would we do it? And then if it was doable, then you just bring it up in open commission meeting, and if it needs to be budgeted, it just goes into the next year's budget and you rock and roll.
Sure, that's what I was picturing. I guess I get if we put it as a tactic in our strategic plan, there's more of a commitment to doing it versus
Well, we don't really know what it is, and remember, there, I will come back to this, cause I always do, and Tool and I've had this conversation 1,000 times. How are we gonna pay for it? Because the money we get, it has to be self-funded,
Right,
essentially.
well, there's grant opportunities.
Perhaps, it's gotta be self-funded, there wouldn't be any match or anything else, it'd be 100% grant.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then there is
Those are-
the whole overhead, even.
But it is still
Yeah.
part of 1.3 the strategy, right? Investigate potential assets to supplement and enhance supply.
yeah, I mean, I was thinking of it as it falling under the new
Also
role
falls
for the PUD
Partial
portion.
municipalization.
Yeah, I mean, lots of different.
Yeah. You and I need to have an off-the-record conversation about what I've learned in Point Roberts in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, sure. I know we discussed it a little bit and it's more to at this stage, it's like it's a lot more to figure out and find out before making moves on it. I guess it's something I've been thinking about as a growth opportunity in addition to, say, you know, building, like supporting the construction of a new baseload power plant, the geothermal plant. There may also be these opportunities in DERs or other kinds of
Well, once CCAs become legal in this state, which they will eventually, you know, I don't have any insight on the timing, but someday. A lot of this stuff then gets wide open for us.
Right, that, actually, so when you were talking about that, I immediately thought about 6.1B. And if there's a way to broaden 6.1B to think about other policy related initiatives that open the picture up a little bit for us to be able to investigate these kinds of things. Or anyone to investigate these kinds of things, but right now, this issue of not being the customer is an overwhelming challenge in pursuing many things. As it relates to, you know, distributed energy and.
We are at 5 minutes to 2.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna interject, commissioners, since we're about 5 minutes out, did you want to recess and come back, or did you want to continue?
Makes sense to recess because Eddie's in the middle of it. Yeah, take a 15-minute recess?
Might be a little more than that, but
Yeah. But can we work on our other lives in the meantime?
Yeah, I mean, I do have it, I have to be out of here at 3.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we'll
like,
be out of here.
come hell or high water, I'm leaving at 3.
but
And that took about 30 minutes last year.
Yeah,
okay,
let me
so
just tell you my last
we
ones are all about broadband.
let's hear.
So,
I don't think that you have time to hear them and be
I'm just gonna
in
mention
your
it
meeting.
and then you can go into your meeting.
Okay.
So, support the new infrastructure bill, the BEAD funding. As one, you know, we have nothing about the fact that we partnered with Port, we're on the hook to support the port. On the BEAD funding, there should be something that says that. Seek out new broadband opportunities to improve mid-mile infrastructure. That was the original study that the Port and the PUD did, and we never really got to do that. And there might be an opportunity, and I will talk about that when you come back from recess. So,
did you have one more? So you
That's
had
it.
3.
maybe I had, maybe I
Okay,
said it. It
let's
was
talk
3
about
lines.
that. So we'll take 20 minutes, we'll come back, we'll have 35 minutes or so to.
And Commissioner, we'll be out of here at 3.
Yeah, no, I know, that they're just taking a break in the middle of the meeting, it's kind of,
Yeah.
But,
It's the only way we can schedule it though.
huh?
yeah,
The only way we can schedule with the SAO.
Okay, so we're gonna, what do we call this, recess this meeting? And we estimate coming back between 2:15 and 2:20.
yeah, and okay, yeah. I mean, the other option is you two could discuss the.
I
No, we
would
need
prefer
to-
to do that, I would prefer to do that as well. I'm a busy person and I don't wanna sit here for 30 minutes and.
With both of us out, you still have a quorum. Lisa's here, it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Are you feel okay with that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
We
probably
can get
gonna
through your
agree with
list.
whatever you two decide, so,
All right,
yeah, I think that's fine.
great.
Um,
I'm happy with that.
oh, and the other one, you could there was this, the reminder that there was another policy I brought out, maybe just still entertain, investigate and pursue opportunities to utilize financing through state or federal programs. I don't know if that belongs as a tactic, but just.
We can talk about it. in the
Yeah.
meeting.
We'll talk about that when it gets
Yeah.
back, yeah. Okay, so what do you think about these two? Read them again?
I think that we didn't discuss broadband
At all,
and we should.
yeah. So, I think the first one is pretty straightforward. It's still not, there's this, potential challenges. We got 90 days, before we get the official notice. Between the port and DNG, we're talking about $27 million. Of course, we're not on the hook for DNG's portion. But I'm sure even in DNG's portion, there will be some support needs. And so for those two projects, we are on the hook, commissions on, to support the rollout of that infrastructure.
Yeah, so I guess the big question, because I think that those are good. Where do we
I'm
put
just
it?
not sure if it falls under, if you look back at your strategies for goal 6 on page 10, maybe I don't necessarily see where that,
No, I don't know if
Fits
it's under
here.
6. I think if it's more,
Okay.
anything, it's more 1 than 6.
okay,
Did I say under 6?
well, no, we were on 6. So I would just.
And the question is, do we need to add both another strategy and tactic, or does it fit under one of the existing strategies?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, good, thank you.
Because I'm
I'm gonna go back to the strategies.
I don't see it under the existing strategies.
I don't see it under the existing strategies either. I mean, it's not an innovation or new service. I mean, it kind of is. Broadband still, they don't even consider us to be involved in telecommunications on Wakuta yet because we don't have any customers. So it is for us a new innovation.
I actually had a dream last night.
That you gotta find.
I got the vote of the telecom committee. I just remembered this now. And then something happened where I couldn't vote. There was some reason that even though,
So does it fall under 6.3, evaluate opportunities for the PUD to expand its
Yes, it
role?
does. It does.
So then 6.3,
it's not an expansion of the PUD's role.
Oh, it kind of is.
it kind of
It
is, because
is.
we don't have customers.
We
in
don't
that
have
area.
customers yet. We're.
Well,
expanding our
let me just be clear, we're never gonna get customers.
Oh, cause it's
Yeah,
partnership with the port.
so.
6 is, if I'm, let's put it this way. The goal 6, it's kind of like a R&D exploration of new,
It is.
new things. Goal 1 is like delivering, it's more retail, not literally retail, of course, boy, that would have been a scary word to say that, Chris, but it's like, actual delivery of service.
But we will have to change,
Yeah,
cause it's water and power supply source and delivery infrastructure. So we would have to change that to include telecommunications.
water, power supply, source delivery infrastructure, or, yeah,
Or just service supply and delivery infrastructure.
That's better, service supply and delivery infrastructure.
Utility infrastructure.
yeah, we could do that. Change the water, yeah.
I think that,
Or we could add and broadband support.
why not just keep it to utility? Like, why not just keep it to like services, the services that we offer?
Utility, source and delivery infrastructure. Is it, we're saying utility supply, comma, source.
Or
and
utility
delivery-
service.
And delivery infrastructure. Relaying goal 1 to be utility service and delivery infrastructure. Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead.
And that, I mean, it
We need to go into
matches
that
up
even
with
again.
the explanations, cause efficiency of utility services, so that's great.
And then do we add a new strategy that says, broadband support?
Implement, maintain and enhance, no, I don't think so. Cause none of
Oh,
these,
yeah,
none
yeah.
of these
If you
actually
go-
say anything about water or electric specific, well, except for the 1.4. But maintain and enhance system safety, efficiency and reliability, investigate potential assets to supplement and enhance supply. Those all speak to all 3 of the utility services, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, so we don't need a new strategy, we just need to change the
We just need
title
to
of
add a
that
tactic.
and then add the tactic, yep.
Tactics. So the first one is support. BEAD funded new infrastructure built. And which one should I go under? Which strategy should I go under?
Mm.
We're gonna have everything in the world under 1.5. Oh, wait, we moved 1.5, didn't we?
Yeah, we don't have 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, only the 1.5 specifically speaks to broadband.
Yeah, just really fit under 1.2, 1.3.
well, we don't have a strategy 1.5, so we can't
That's
add
why we moved
1.5.
it, yeah.
That's why we made it a mess
Yeah.
last time. So we have to choose one of the strategies, 1 through 4.
Or we can add a new strategy.
We could, but
Investigate potential assets to supplement enhanced supply, or maintain and enhance system safety, efficiency, no, so 1.3 maybe, or else we add a 1.5.
I think we should add 1.5.
Oh, but look, 1.3, the only thing is research and identify water storage projects. Why couldn't we have a 1.3?
well, and we have 1.3B we've added, which is investigate new wholesale. And new water supply opportunity, wholesale power supply and new water opportunities.
Oh, so now we have to have we can have a C there. And then it'll be talking about all 3 of our utilities.
In that section
yeah.
under investigate potential assets
Yeah.
to supplement and enhance supply.
Which I think looks clean, but
Oh, 1.3, but assets to supply.
Right,
So assets means the PUD's assets. So, Steve, when
well,
he was our
that's
GM,
it.
no, I'm going back a little bit. Well, Steve, when he was our GM,
Mhm.
routinely talked about the need for having in the PUD an external services kind of function for the PUD. And he imagined that, of course, some of the things we do in water fall into that. What Rebecca does falls under that. But certainly, what we're doing, what Andrew's doing is to support the port and our efforts in the county is a services function. It's like consulting services. Leveraging our unique organizational competency with infrastructure in such a way as to allow the port to do something that they couldn't do. There's no way the port could have gone through with the BEAD application without us being involved. That's $27 million. And I know the DNG money is not our money, but I mean, it's our partnership that catalyzed their own application as well. They wouldn't have done that without our involvement. So
now we're at 4.2.
yeah, I was just gonna say,
4.1.
yeah, so if you
4.2,
look at under
foster local.
community and customer relations, foster local and regional partnerships to advance mutual goals. So I feel like we have that there, we're just talking about it in a different place, so then maybe under that.
I feel like I'm dreaming this plan. Like, no, that's 4.2.
What do we have on-
3.1.
So continue to build strategic alliances, coalitions, and partnerships with local community groups and agencies with similar issues, goals, and objectives to support the PUD's strategic plan.
I'm reading all of 4.1,
Mhm.
all the tactics. I kind of think we need a 4.3.
We removed the 4.2.
What was the 4.3 we removed?
Develop and implement a public or community engagement plan that provides meaningful
We
opportunities.
didn't remove it, we moved it. I think is what,
We denoted it to a tactic. Right?
well, it's a tactic, yeah, it's not a strategy.
We downzoned it.
So do you?
We recategorized it.
You would like to suggest? I mean, it really does fit under foster local and regional partnerships to advance mutual goals. It really does fit under 4.2. What our partnership with the port. But we could further outline that in 4.
That first one does, but the second one, let me mention the second one. That's kind of why I'm bringing that up, is that the second one on broadband is seek out new opportunities to to improve mid-mile infrastructure. And that's not regional partnerships. It could be, it could not be. So
Well, they
I
don't
think-
necessarily have to both fit in the same place.
That's right.
So what if we just address
Well,
one
I-
first?
I think it would make sense in a strategic plan. I mean, look at the amount of, scope this project is. I mean, it's not an insignificant project. It makes sense to put a strategy that says that we're doing broadband in some capacity. It would make sense to have a 4.3 that says, support broadband development in Whatcom County. And these are two things that fall under support broadband development in Whatcom County. It'd be very simple.
I just don't know that you put support broadband in Whatcom County under community and customer relations.
Well, that's what these two things are.
I know, as a strategy. But if you, as a tactic, the foster local and regional partnerships to advance regional goals. If you could create a tactic. Right? Under 4.2, that addresses broadband specifically, that calls out broadband specifically, and the port partnership.
No, I've named two tactics that are specifically.
So that, but what I'm saying is it would go under 4.2, which right now is as a tactic. And then the next one that you're talking about is innovation, is 6, it's in a completely different place. And that's what she's saying, that they're both good, they're both broadband, but it should be in a
I
different
don't
place.
consider that, I don't say investigate new opportunities from, that's not innovation at all. That's like,
Say it again, the word that you have.
yeah,
please.
mid-mile. Backhaul. Seek out new broadband opportunities to improve mid-mile. Both the private sector and the public sector struggle with mid-mile. And the reason,
But you don't think that would fall under innovation technology?
no, there's nothing
and
innovative about it.
New service,
And new services? You know, I mean, if you read the whole.
yeah, the
Thing.
whole,
The whole goal, deliver significant value to customers in our community by proactively researching and pursuing viable and innovative technologies as well as services and projects that support economic development and environmental protection.
So, yeah, so like, the strategies under 6, okay, 1, 2, 3, are all appear to be all about power, right? And all the things we've added, it's all about power.
and to expand its role. Didn't we add something about water though? No.
Well, we
need to
have
add something.
Evaluate opportunities for the PUD.
I don't see why we're
and
stuck on,
expand.
I don't see why you're stuck on not adding a strategy that mentions broadband.
Where would we put it?
It could fit under 6, it could fit under,
Well, that's, and I've said that multiple times,
Oh.
that you can do that. Or you can couch it into the tactic, but I don't think that your two tactics will go in the same place. They're two very different things and they need to go in two very different places. Because one of them is talking about a new service and the other is talking about a partnership, and you can't combine them because they're very different. So whether you create a new strategy, they still don't belong together.
Just because they're broadband. It feels like they should, but they don't. We have a
But
lot
they-
of things that are about power that are in multiple
yeah,
places.
no, I'm getting your point now, thank you for
Yeah.
explaining that. Okay, so,
I knew we could get there, you and I. you and I.
so for 4.2 point something, or subletter.
Yeah, 4.2, okay.
That's right.
And that's the one that speaks to the partnership,
Mhm.
which is great. We have to create, we have to.
Yeah.
Call out what that is specifically in the
We
tactic.
could say, you could just say under like 4.2A. Continue strategic plans, coach. To support PUD's mission, the PUD's strategic plan.
I kind of don't want to keep it broad though, like I kind of agree with a tool that like. We need to specifically say broadband or telecommunication, we need to
In support of
specify,
B, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so you just want an additional tactic,
4.2C,
okay?
And then we're gonna give it a shot at what that says,
yes.
okay? Support the port and local government in execution of BEAD funded broadband infrastructure. And we had to call out the acronym
Okay,
BEAD.
so support, Port and, so I'm thinking support Port of Bellingham and other partners
Mhm.
and say that the next. one.
BEAD
Yeah, and then I'll spell it
funded
out.
infrastructure.
Okay,
And we don't have to say broadband again because BEAD has in the.
has that in the definition, so I'll just define it and that's fine.
God, it has
Okay.
equity in it too, but.
So that the E side,
Oh.
Right.
that's my
The
joke.
E's. Okay. Great, so then your next one. About mid-mile.
Yeah, seek, and so this is, thank you, under 6, and, do we,
Mhm.
so we got rid of 6 point, and we added a 6.4.
So we have 6.3, evaluate opportunities for PUD to expand its role. So I think it would go there, under 6.3,
Yeah,
and we would add, so we have continue to develop alternative energy strategies, it's A, and then we would have a 6.3B.
seek out new broadband mid-mile opportunities in Whatcom, I mean, I didn't say Whatcom.
Just mid-mile opportunities.
Mid-mile,
B.
but, you should say broadband mid-mile, seek out new,
Broadband mid-mile
Mid-mile
opportunities, yep, okay, good,
that's it.
okay.
I'm glad that we have that added.
For 15 minutes.
It was very.
Yeah.
Absent.
Absent, yeah.
Good job.
By the way, there's, on the broadband front, is a hiccup already.
With what?
Oh, coming from the state office, coming from the federal government. So. I'll wait for Andrew to spill the beans.
It wouldn't be
in
live,
detail.
didn't have a hiccup,
Yeah,
wouldn't be usually.
but I'm gonna stay up
Can
positive.
we, while we wait to come back to, the specific items that, Commissioner Yuri has, maybe we can move on to the next item on my list, which is
Yeah.
under special initiatives, page 13. This is where, we need to have a conversation about the year 1 priorities.
Oh, right.
So that's a conversation that hasn't happened yet, and you might wanna wait for him for that.
We could see that.
But additionally, we could look at the acknowledgement also at the bottom of page 13. And this is just a comment and suggestion that I added after the conversation regarding Chris's letter. That, there was seemed to be a consensus that it would fit better at the beginning rather than, Mal Foster's suggestion that it go at the end. And so if we place it at the beginning, then I just sort of put in a placeholder of an acknowledgement here that would be short and brief. So if you guys wanted to look at that or had any comments, maybe that's something we could settle on while we're waiting.
So we're not doing the letter from the commissioners? Is
No.
that
No, they're both going at the beginning.
Both of them?
Well, the commissioner's letter is intended to go at the beginning. And then after the intent was, the way that Hillary had this listed was that Chris's letter would go here. But the consensus of the commission was that it should also go at the beginning. That was my understanding. So then we needed something here. So this is just my suggestion. If we do that,
At the end.
yes. So if we're putting both those letters at the beginning, in the format, then this would be, it's just something quick and short to put at the end.
Yeah, I think an acknowledgement is appropriate at the end. Yeah,
Right, so
let me read it real quick.
It's very similar to the commissioner forward, though.
So you think the commissioner letter should go here?
Well, I
Maybe.
mean, I don't care where but I'd like, this is also, cause.
Similar to what you
It
said.
also calls out the staff, the working
Mhm.
with stakeholders, like all of the things, it's
Right.
essentially the same tone.
Okay,
And I think that the commissioner I think that's fine to put it at the end.
put it at the end instead, rather than as a forward. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the commissioners getting the last word, right?
That's right. I think, speaking of. We need a photo of the commissioners together for the end.
Mhm.
Like every other organization has something like that.
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do a photo on Tuesday if
Yeah.
y'all come
And we
prepared.
need to make sure we tell.
Bring a
everyone.
shirt.
I'll wash my hair. Wear pants.
You guys are never gonna let me live that.
Never.
Uh,
I'll wear my overalls.
Okay, so we'll place the meeting.
Yeah, that's, I think that's.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't want to make the assumption to put your letter at the end, so.
Oh, because
I think I noticed you raised your hand one time, did we?
I can't remember what it was.
we were talking about the retention funds. And the chemicals.
No, there's something else.
Was there something else?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay,
Must not have been informed, but thank you. It wrote down.
Do we have any, do you want to start conversation about the special initiatives then for year one?
Yeah, may as well. We can catch
Almost
them up
20
pretty
after
quick
two.
on the other pieces, right?
mhm.
What do you think? What should we prioritize? Geothermal? Since it sounds like maybe we just secured a lobbyist for that.
So let's do this, let's go through each of the tactics. We're talking about tactics here, right? Do you want to pin tactics down?
I think it would be tactics, right? Because
Yep.
those are the,
The do,
yeah, those are the actions. And I can just start a list if you wanna sort of identify, maybe you can each just go through and identify.
Obviously 1.4.
that one's coming at us fast and furiously, but 1.5
Yeah,
A possibly.
there's no 1.5. There's no 1.5.
Yeah, okay, so,
So the,
wherever the heck that.
the
document is, I
geothermal,
don't have it.
okay. So.
So that's six,
it
that's
was
6.3,
yeah.
is it?
I don't know, we were unable to track changes.
It's 6.3B.
6.3B.
I think I do remember now, I just remember
Go ahead,
seeing
please.
stuff about, the Oregon State is having some technology, doing some research about 30 miles west of Newport for wave technology.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So you guys probably might have already heard that, but it seems like if you're on an island, that would be probably the best way to
There, yeah.
get some power.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch that unfold. Okay, so,
so it's not, yeah, it's not something that we've, so there's Opalco, Orcas Power and Lights kind of taking the lead in our region.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like my thinking, I'm just gonna speak for myself.
You go ahead.
Is that let Opalco take the lead on it, see how it goes. And, we've got our stretch goal in
Yeah.
with geothermal. And kind of focus on that in the meantime, while we're waiting for,
That's the one on Mount Baker that,
yeah. It's on the south side. So moving along,
so then are there any, tactics in 2? And there's quite a few that are just annual, so. I think it's, I mean, 2.1B is already in process, so that's,
I think C maybe because it's really helping address the labor pool problem. It's a long lead. I don't know if I just threw that out there, shouldn't I?
I've got low hanging fruit, joint commission and staff events.
That's good
Yeah.
too.
I would like to work on Colford.
Yeah, no, that's good.
2.2.
I'm fine with that one instead.
And you could just list 2.4 as well, because we do that annually.
Yeah.
It's so overdue.
You know, the city, we're having barbecue this year, by the way.
Yeah,
Hope you like barbecue.
yeah, when's the date?
December 5th. I'll be putting something out soon. It's a Friday.
Oh, no, we don't do barbecues in the winter, but
Well,
Christmas barbecue,
welcome to my.
Well,
It's not
we
Christmas.
have our day on the hill at the barbecue every year.
that's true.
And I got so excited the first year, I was like, yes, they're gonna have barbecue, and then it was like pulled pork sandwiches and like chafing dishes.
No, we're having
Not that there's anything wrong with that. but-
JT's, we're having JT's barbecue, the barbecue truck.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
here for
cool.
that.
That's good,
For that.
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um.
3. Under goal 3.
Right. Started talking about food. I mean, some of this stuff is not like it's
Operational.
yes, it's operational.
Operational excellence,
Yeah.
which, you know, like, it's all good, but
Yeah.
there, I assume it's happening in that as well.
Well, and the other thing that we can do is we can call out 3.3, because we know that adding the data to that's something that they're doing annually, and then we want to make sure that we begin publishing that data.
Yeah,
So
okay,
that could be something.
that's a good one. Hey, you guys go,
Welcome back.
how'd it go?
Yes, well,
We passed with flying
we
colors.
did, yes, yes,
Okay.
it's all
That's like 21 years in a row now or something like that.
19.
19, yeah.
All
in
right.
good order.
Yeah, it's actually 11 audits, because there was a while we were only audited every year.
That's right,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's 19 years.
Well, welcome back. We are in the middle right now of looking at special initiatives on page 13, which are sort of the year one priorities, going through the tactics. And we've identified a few so far.
Go, do you want to tell them what they were?
Yeah, we'll come back to
We'll
those
come back
other,
to that.
we'll come back to the other tactics in a minute while since we're in the middle
middle
of
of
this,
this, yeah.
so we don't.
Yeah.
Switch gears yet again. So
And
in
give
the-
me a goal by goal, sorry.
in the tactics, yeah, so in goal 1, we identified 1.4, obviously the water rights, which we are actively working on. And then what was formerly 1.5, which is now 6.3B, which is the geothermal project. And in goal 2, we identified 2.2, joint commission and staff events. And 2.4, the annual employee appreciation event, which are things that are happening annually. In 3, we're just looking at 3, and we looked at 3.3, maintaining the periodic reports and dashboard information, but also the addition of publishing that to the website with the conversion to a new website platform. We're gonna have that ability, so we've added that, and that's where we are. That's where we paused when you walked in. So if anyone has other things before we move past
Anything in
On the 4,
yeah, or previously in 1, 2, or 3 that you want to see added, Eddie, that's not there, that should be in the first year.
I don't know, Chris, did you see anything that seemed?
since it's the first time we're doing this, maybe we could do a final approval of the near-term actions on Tuesday?
Absolutely, yeah, we can put these together and I
Yeah,
can,
just put the star on them, because that all sounds right, yeah.
okay, sounds good. So anything in section 4 then, in goal 4, community and customer relations, are there tactics there that we want to call out in year 1?
I really enjoyed the open house.
Me too.
That's on there.
Annual open house, so that's 4.1D, okay?
Yeah, we'll do 4.1D again.
In our new website, is there any kind of a push feature?
There's a subscription, there's gonna be a subscription option, and there's also gonna be a poll option.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Messing with it.
No, you're not getting a login.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
What happened?
No, that's not happening. I'm not scared of you, no.
So maybe 4.1 E.
Yep. Absolutely, cause that'll be something that we'll be looking at.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay,
Yeah, that seems like your one, yeah.
Okay, and in goal 5,
Oh, yeah. 5.1A. Absolutely. Right?
Yes,
okay. 5.1A
B as well, right?
and B,
And I think we're already starting
And-
on that, yeah.
okay,
yeah, I
Yep.
hear that.
okay. And then we're in 6.
Well, wait, we didn't,
Well, so we didn't finish 6
Five.
with quite.
well,
Um,
5, so what about 5.2?
Oh, sorry,
If those seem like they could, 5.2, A and B seem like they could be year one.
5.2A and B as well. So that's everything in goal 5 in year 1,
Yeah, I mean, I guess thinking of it as like, this is stuff that we are going to
ongoing things,
do.
anyway.
But do we end up with like, are the priorities meant to be like, is it gonna, we're gonna have too many if we put like everything on there? Or
Yeah,
like
maybe.
most of them
I
on?
think
Yeah,
put them
start-
on there and we look at it on Tuesday, and
Okay,
we can
yeah.
say, there's too many things on here, or not,
Of course,
And it's like,
the
let's
other
do it
thing,
all.
if we are gonna do it anyway,
might as well get,
then,
call
get
it
it
out.
out there, yeah, and then, when we do it, you can cross it off. But it's also a reminder.
but also
And then
might
it's
just be
like we're
ongoing.
overachieving.
They're just, yeah, they're ongoing.
There are
Yeah.
something you do every year, no matter
Right.
what. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to 6.
So we might wanna elevate,
Okay,
we'll come back to it, yeah, 6.
okay,
Goal 6.
So
Okay.
6, we added some stuff.
oh, so
Let's-
6.3, let me just let you know, so 6.3, we added a section B while you were out. And we were looking at tactics to seek out new broadband mid-mile opportunities.
Okay,
And also, I guess we can, in 4, I guess we should cover this as well, since we're talking about the broadband that we added in 4.2. We added C, which is to support Port of Bellingham and other partners in BEAD-funded infrastructure.
is that's okay, that was 4.2C.
Correct.
Okay,
Mhm. So those 2 broadband items were added.
was
And-
that, was there a third one that you proposed?
Just
Did
those three.
that capture what you were?
Yeah.
And also, Commissioner, I think it's worth noting, you'll need to go back to, just as a glance at the goals, goal 1. In order to, well, there was quite a bit of conversation about broadband. And so we looked at, rather than adding completely different strategies, we looked at the goal, and the suggested edit is for it to say utility service and delivery infrastructure, rather than calling out water and power supply and broadband. We just simplified it to utility service and delivery infrastructure, so that it could incorporate the additions that Commissioner Deschmani wanted regarding broadband.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. So that, just so you know that, because when we first started looking at it, it didn't really incorporate that, and so we
Right.
broadened that, that goal.
Yeah, the only thing I think was like, the thinking was like, goal 1 is more around our existing services and goal 6 was around new things and broadband was in the new thing category, but it seems like.
Physical service, it's
Uh,
support. It won't be.
And, it's a
Okay.
partnership and support.
Right.
Never say never, but.
Not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is also involvement in infrastructure and planning. So we felt like a portion of that, as we outlined, ended up, ended up under 4.2, foster local and regional partnerships to advance mutual goals. And then under 6. So,
So community relations and then
Mhm.
new.
I keep.
Well, I think that still maintains essentially maintains the original meaning either way while leaving it
Well, we actually didn't end up putting it under one,
That's right.
so I guess we could just scrap that change.
Which change?
And under goal one, because initially you were thinking you wanted to put it under goal one, and then we didn't put it there. We put it under 4 and 6.
Yeah,
So we could just scrap the change to goal one that was
We could.
discussed.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
Good.
Because
Yeah.
you guys were talking
Yeah.
about putting it under.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So we could just scrap that edit.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm fine with
I
that.
guess,
Yeah,
Okay. You can disregard that whole
Um,
comment.
for next, for the special initiatives, 6(1)A, without giving you a lot of detail, we're gonna do that.
yeah, that's a year one.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we mentioned Mount
We
Baker a couple
skipped-
times.
Yeah, we,
the answers would be,
okay, wait, so that, wait a minute.
Okay, I think I feel like we need to talk a little bit more about the tactics under goal 6 before we. I mean,
Yeah.
pick out the year one. I'd say like, okay, we can definitely, as far as what's on there decided for year one, yeah, I mean, we're gonna do 6.2. Right?
Excuse me for just a second, I'm sorry, before we get to that. But speaking in 6, I just, I'm looking at this, when we initially, on page 11, had 1.5, those sort of items that were hanging out there that didn't attach to
Yeah.
a strategy, and we moved them to 6.3.
Mhm.
We call out continued development efforts on Mount Baker for geothermal energy, but in 6.1A, we say provide policy and financial support for the initial phases of exploration of feasibility of geothermal energy production project on Mount Baker.
Yeah, right.
I don't know
yeah.
how different.
That's
those
It's
are.
like the same thing, yeah.
That's my question.
Let's cut the 1.5A.
Are they different, Chris?
They are.
Okay,
And,
there's a way to come
I
back.
just wanna clarify, I wanna make sure I understand it.
yeah, specifically, there will be a point where, leases will become, available through an auction process. And so there'll be a financial
Hmm.
hit that we're gonna have to take if we wanna participate in the auction. So that's what I was calling out with, 6(1)A.
Okay,
So it's that specific activity is probably going to happen this year.
that specific expense as well, as opposed to just continued develop.
But can we combine?
Either 6.1A fits in the scope of 6, what is it, 6, I don't even remember what we moved it to, but what was 1.5A?
Uh-huh.
Or we want to keep the specificity of 6.1A and just add what you just said, which is participate in a lease, in an auction for the
That's
lease.
what 6(1)A is.
So if we took,
Like-
okay, so if we took, what was initially 1.5A and we put them together and we just say, continue development efforts on Mount Baker for geothermal energy and provide policy and financial support for the initial phases of exploration of feasibility.
That'd be great.
So we just put
Yeah,
them
just
together.
combine them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
and them, so hard with the flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I was thinking about your comment when you were gone. I wish you were here because I would have been like,
Like,
you're
it's-
right.
I keep losing track of like, where's the clean energy thing that we had, like. Wasn't there something, or did we?
Do the final approval tab.
Just-
No,
Yeah, we're,
Yeah.
I gotta
Because we
make
have-
notes of all these notes.
Yeah.
Bring it to you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
No.
Good. No, I'm just thinking about Jamie.
Yeah.
And mine too. I've got work to do too. Um,
Hmm. So, sorry, Commissioner, you're looking for clean energy?
just another
Wasn't
guy.
there,
Yeah, look at that.
keep losing track of it, because it wasn't, is it like we moved something, or? I know we have. Okay, so we have 6.3A, continue to develop alternative energy strategies, right? And then we're moving B and C from 1.5, so it's A, continue to develop alternative energy strategies, B, continue efforts on creation of energy park at Cherry Point, and C, investigate municipalization opportunities.
Yes. And D, seek out new broadband mid-mile
Yes.
opportunities has now also been added.
And broadband, okay.
Mhm, yeah.
A couple things here, continue efforts on creation of energy park at Cherry Point. I feel like that's something we haven't really discussed much as a commission.
We haven't started it yet.
So as in continue efforts, can you be more specific about what that means?
Sure, we did talk about that about 2 years ago with the hydrogen hub.
Right.
And that now looks like that part of it is dead. But we were talking about the hydrogen hub as kind of the first thing that would ultimately replace essentially the hydrocarbon-based infrastructure out of Cherry Point. So
It's not dead yet.
it's not dead, it's not dead yet, no, but it's definitely, it's on life support. We've charged and said clear 3 times, but it's not dead yet.
Yeah, I'm referring to the famous Monty Python skit and the parrot.
Yeah.
It's not dead yet.
I guess it seems like it's something in the category of like the policy that I floated where you said that it's, well, that doesn't really need to be a tactic. It's something we can just, talk about doing. It's all like TBD on, depending on if there's some like a private company that's trying to do a project, right? So like, it's like, I mean, we would not be we're like, if we're gonna be the developer of an energy park, that's a real project. And if we mean, oh, there's other interests that are seeking to develop there and we're involved in that, it's not clear to me from reading that what that's actually gonna mean, I think, to
Whatever, I mean, and it was before you came on board, but Todd may remember this, but we were talking about, depending on what developed out there, coming off the 230 kV bus at Intalco and running a 230 kV loop and a 115 kV loop through there to support that. So that was kind of our involvement in the part, was the transmission delivery backbone.
So maybe not continue efforts on creation, but like continue, like something about supporting efforts or.
Continue evaluation.
Yeah, cause we're not, you're right, Eddie, like, we're not the one creating the energy part.
Yeah, I guess it's.
We're encouraging it.
Yeah.
We are encouraging it.
Right, but I suppose what we're talking about is.
We don't think they're gonna be anywhere in this side.
Oh, no.
You need to use the polite southern accent. We don't talk about Granby.
I just think there's a bit of a ambiguity about what we mean by energy park, and maybe we could just be, if it's a little open-ended, what it's gonna look like, we could broaden it to say something like we
Let me ask you a pointed question. Is your problem with this is that we specifically call out Cherry Point? Because I can address that. That's where the energy goes. So, and I know that people are shy about specifically calling that out. But I don't, like, we're gonna run out of time eventually. Is that the problem?
No, it's more like,
Is it the term energy park?
Or is it the word creation?
yeah, okay, so if we're endeavoring to serve development there, or to connect new power generation, and match that demand with like put the supply, like allow supply to be sited next to demand and support that. Say if we need to build transmission lines, all of that. I don't know, I feel like that really just falls under a broader category of like pursue opportunities to serve new customers in the power sector, which.
But that is new services, which is 6. I mean, if you want, we can maybe put a pin in it if we wanna, we're gonna run out of time.
me and my time.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
But I, like, we have to articulate what the, you know, what's the problem with the way it is.
Maybe I can put it in there in the edits, leave it, and with a note that we wanna have a little bit more conversation about it on Tuesday. And see if we can,
Yeah, I just wanna put a pin on it. I just feel like it's not something that we ever. That at least I was never involved in making a decision about, so.
Oh, yeah, we have talked about it,
I would say that we have a slight, I mean, it's really like. That we talk about a lot,
yeah.
I'm like, well, how real is this? And, you know, especially with hydrogen, it's, I have a background in that, and also I have a background with, you know. A lot of hydrogen things not materializing, I've been a little bit skeptical. Right, so,
But hopeful.
absolutely hopeful. Absolutely hopeful.
I mean, if somebody wanted to put a biofuel refinery out there, it'd be a big energy draw and it would be producing energy.
Somebody did.
What if we
But
said
a new big
continue to support development efforts of clean energy at Cherry Point? Continue to, like. We got clean
Yeah,
energy
or,
development,
Let me
supporting
just do a quick cross
development.
check,
Could you-
Lisa, is there anything else that needs to get done?
No,
We're
we are
deliberating
back
on a
to-
subject here. but-
we are back to finalizing the goal 6 tactics.
So I don't wanna pat myself.
Okay,
That's
let's
all.
put a, I'll
I
just,
just wanna make sure we didn't.
I'll see if I can come up with a amenable.
Will you write that down though? Continue to support development of clean energy products at Cherry.
Did you get that, Lisa?
Got it.
Development of clean energy products or, yeah, I'm thinking of something effective essentially, yeah, to, serve.
Clean energy industries.
Clean energy industries, yeah, and to support those services.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Continue to support
Good.
development of clean.
I like
energy
that,
industries.
this is sounding better, not for me.
Or to serve new industries with clean energy.
Yeah, we'll mince that.
Or
we
to
can-
serve new industries with
We're all
new-
getting rummy with words,
or,
yeah.
I don't, yeah, anyway, it's like new, it was kind of, I mean, that was, yeah, it's not,
No, it's good. I think that'll be a good change.
the other one was like continue to develop alternative energy strategies. I know we somehow added that in the last meeting and it's so vague and,
Where's that at?
6.3A.
That gives me cover to keep chasing after things like Ruby
Oh, yeah.
Flats.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all. As they come up, I can chase after them then.
Ruby sure looked a lot better a few years ago.
Yeah, it did. It just took too darn long.
so back to special initiatives though. Did we finish up with that?
Well,
Are we done?
I think that there were still items that Commissioner Uri had sort of tabled before leaving the meeting, that he wanted to see perhaps in the tactics, so I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
that
there
we
was
can,
one more.
we can choose what tactics we want until we're sure what they are.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I mean, the one about investigate and pursue opportunities to utilize financing through state or federal programs. I mean, maybe that doesn't need to be a tactic if that's just something we would do if the opportunity arose. I actually wanted to. I wanted to discuss 6.1B as well while we have the chance, because that it feels off to me because CCA is not allowed in Washington state. And so I feel like that item the first step would belong under our under the legislative regulatory goal. As far as if we are going to choose to support that.
That's a really good point.
That's our agenda in Olympia or in our membership as a member of PUDA.
Right. I wonder what will respond.
Like we can't do, because it's saying perform preliminary research on the feasibility and benefits of CCA. Is that something you think we should do and potentially do in year one, Chris, or is that? down the road.
Well, so it'd be really hard for me to articulate what the benefits of a CCA would be for Phillips 66 for our one electric customer.
Right.
The benefits of a CCA, you can look at different markets and figure out what the benefits are for that market. And then say, could you adopt a market like that in Washington? But that, I think, is a WAPUDA thing more than us. I think it's up to people like us to ask the question. And then if WAPUDA doesn't wanna do it, then, you know, that's where we sit down with Sharon. And
And
say,
they'll-
you know, here's some stuff that, you know, might really help Washington move forward.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in any kind of pejorative way. I mean, the actual, you know, step into the 21st century.
And then maybe the way to do it is to get a pilot.
Yeah, again, we've only had one customer. So
Yeah.
CPA for us doesn't make sense.
Well,
But
I think the consultants, their idea was, they pitched was that we would function as a community choice aggregator. In a new role, right? If a bill is passed and that opportunity arises, so it just all seems so,
yeah, no, you're right. And I think, is John still on? Or did he drop off?
Oh, fell asleep. He would never.
I'm still on. Sorry, but I got a lawnmower in the back. Maybe you're hearing that. I need to mute it.
Well,
Like-
so I was just gonna ask the question, John, if CCAs were, legal in Washington state, if that was part of our overall framework, would we be able to assume CCA functioning in Whatcom County without any additional, legislative action? You may need to do a little research on that.
Forgive me, CCA?
Oh, customer choice aggregators. So that
In
would
the
be somebody,
electrical world, and we have the authority to deliver electricity and generate electricity. I would think that is kind of part and parcel of an approach to acquire power and distribute it.
so, you know.
I mean, that's a knee jerk without research.
Yeah. So if Washington State were suddenly to adopt CCA legislation, we could approach Puget's customers directly as an aggregator, if we had something to sell. So that would be the next thing, would be to chase after, you know, what is it that we're gonna sell? Cause it won't be Bonneville power, cause there's no tier one.
yeah.
We'd have to figure that, but we'd be able to. Geothermal.
Right.
That's kind of how you get there.
So
So
perhaps the question is, does it belong at all?
as a tactic, so I feel like I'm very interested in this, being say part, like, as a way to implement, say, like 518, develop and proactively and strategically implement, communicate our legislative positions. Also, it fits as a form of continue to develop alternative energy strategies, or as something attached to the investigate municipalization opportunities. It seems like if we're elevating such a specific thing, when there's all these more broad ones that encompass other, like, it basically is saying that we're going to, we're
Why
gonna.
don't you aggregate this in
Like-
saying, you know, kind of trying to be funny there at Friday afternoon, but why don't you aggregate it with the look for opportunities for municipalization and CCA?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's simple as that.
Oh, and then just eliminate it on.
And then
six-
eliminate under 6.1.
Yeah,
Opportunities for. How about investigate opportunities for, municipalization and
and CCAs.
community choice aggregation,
Yeah, okay.
And then eliminate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably too long of a tactic
Mhm.
description. I'm just gonna be probably one of that.
yeah, and then. I also consider, it does seem like it's an alternative energy strategy. Like it could go, but yeah, it works with municipalization too.
Okay, I'll add it to that chapter.
Yeah, in fact, if we could CCA, I would argue against ever municipalizing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't wanna own all those distribution assets if somebody else is obligated to maintain them and own them, and we just wield the power.
right,
Why would we want to? But Puget worry about that.
until they don't wanna worry about it.
Well, then we can get it cheap.
Okay, so we'll fold it in.
Into the old 1.5C, investigate
Under-
municipalization and CCA opportunities. Which is now.
Which will be
under
under 6.3,
yeah.
which is six. Again, I see, what is the
6.3.
strategy? What is 6.3 again? It's
We have 5
evaluate
minutes.
opportunities for PD to expand its role. Okay, yeah.
5 minutes, here's what I wanna propose. Is that, of course, we got the binders, thanks to Joseph for that, getting us the binders, so we got.
Thank you, Joseph.
To that end, Commissioner, just so you guys are aware, if you haven't looked at your agenda yet, aside from an executive session, it should be a fairly short meeting on Tuesday, so this can be finished up then, knock on woods. And to that end, how did you all want to take action on this? Do you want to just do a final action when everything is together, or do you want to do an action saying we want to submit this as the rough and then approve final once it's presented and agreed upon?
Well, Joseph, actually, we have, I have some things to talk about with the commission, and maybe we can come back to that.
Okay.
Talks a little bit about the
We
timeline.
got 5 minutes.
Yeah. So real quick, did anyone identify then in 6 tactics that you would like added to the list to review on Tuesday? So on the final page, page
We
13,
literally don't have enough time
to discuss
No.
that.
I guess,
Okay.
so, I guess what we need I guess it will be if we can get a clean copy of all the changes we made,
And we can decide. Okay,
and we can.
we can
Yeah.
continue then on Tuesday.
I would just
Um,
suggest you put 6.1A as it was modified and 6.2A as tactics. Because we're gonna wanna maintain our good relationship with
Okay.
one of them.
Okay, so we will do that. I will, have this for you on Tuesday.
That's where I was
Um,
going, is that, okay,
yeah.
so,
But we also, if you recall, there was a conversation about, additional public input and wanting to have, so whether or not, this is maybe something to think about for
Oh,
us to
for
talk
sure.
about on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Whether or not we're gonna have a special meeting strictly for that purpose, once
Yes,
we
we
have the
should have.
draft. So we're not ready to vote,
Oh,
on
no.
anything to send
No,
forward.
no.
So I guess that is to answer your question, Joseph. So we will, maybe come prepared to talk about, meeting dates for an additional meeting for public input.
Yeah.
At the meeting on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Unless you had anything to add.
And Joy's 50 because we're getting a picture.
Yes,
We're getting a
and
picture.
the other commissioners would like to have a joint photo, so plan
On
on
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Okay.
so plan for that. And then we can talk further about, timelines, and I'll have this edit ready for you to review all the changes.
I'm just gonna do my normal.
You
Ah,
don't
you
need
should.
biker shorts?
No, I tie in a nice shirt.
Spring pants.
Well, wait,
That
listen.
would look it down.
I was thinking wearing a suit, so.
You wear a
I
suit?
don't want it, I want it
I'll
to
bring-
be like. Mr.
I'll-
Suit.
I'll bring a jacket.
suit,
I can
mean,
bring a jacket,
Better be
Yeah.
pinstriped.
no pinstripes. Jacket,
Okay.
casual-ish.
Like jacket, okay.
Close to
Yeah.
3.
I'm
Okay,
I'm
it's
gonna wear
fine.
my suit and
Uh-huh.
tie too.
Okay.
Okay,
Give me-
I'll look
That's
at.
One last thing
today.
is that, when, is it realistic, do you want until, cause you can, on Monday, you can have this back to us, or,
maybe, probably.
okay, I'm not gonna put anything, this is Friday.
It's Friday.
You do when you do it,
I
She's
probably,
going to a football game too.
okay, never mind, I was gonna, but that
I
is
can probably have it
Tuesday
to you by close of business on Monday,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I would.
That'd be great.
expect
but
to see
not
it
probably before that.
Alright,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
okay.
this book is accurate except for this will be updated.
Correct.
Okay,
And the minutes from today's meeting.
thank you,
Yes.
public, for coming, and you know, we have a new gentleman, nice to meet you, sir, thank you for coming very much, please come again.
All right.
You now see how we make sausage.
Ah,
Yeah, okay,
Coming. And ugly.
What?
so you need to close.
Oh, I need to close meeting, I'm sorry. So it's 2:57 and called the Whatcom County Public Utility Special Meeting to close. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Have a good weekend.
See you, John.